What's going on, guys? Aero here, and guys, this morning the Pokemon Company just updated their YouTube channel and gave us the latest Pokemon Sun and Moon trailer. And now this was obviously a big surprise to everyone, but in the end it kind of wasn't, considering everything in this trailer was leaked ahead of time. Like, this trailer has been pushed so forward that it's not even funny. Like, it was initially supposed to come out tomorrow on Friday in the morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then all of a sudden it was like pushed to today. It was supposed to come out in the evening, because I think I heard somewhere online that it was supposed to be coming out in like 1 o'clock Japan time or something. That's like equivalent to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here. So then everyone was talking about like how it's going to be the first trailer that's going to come out like in the evening time, and then it just came out this morning. But I guess it's not a surprise, considering so much of the trailer somehow leaked online yesterday anyway. I already covered that in a video on like some bits and pieces of information that was given out. But soon after like I made my video, there was just clips and video footage of pretty much the entire trailer, and if you just put it all together, it's the whole trailer that we just got today. I mean, you could have literally just gone onto Twitter and looked up like hashtag Pokemon, and footage of the trailer would have been like the first thing that popped up. It was everywhere. So I guess Game Freak was just like, what, there's nothing to keep from them. I mean, like, if we waited till yesterday, or not yesterday, if we waited till tomorrow, it would have just been a disappointment, because it's pretty much the same thing that we already know about. And I was talking about that in my video. I was like, maybe we just haven't seen the entire trailer yet. I was like, maybe these are just some of the few Pokemon that they're going to be showing us. It can't be all of them, but yeah, it was. We didn't get any other new Pokemon besides the ones that were leaked yesterday shown to us. And those Alola forms, either we didn't get any of that. We didn't get any of those new Alola forms at all. We just got the same ones that we've seen from Korokoro and the Raichu that was leaked yesterday. I mean, we didn't get any new Alola forms either. But the one thing that we did get, though, was some actual information about these Pokemon, so we can finally clear up those questions and things that we had yesterday. So I'm definitely going to be just going over that with you guys and giving you guys my thoughts and opinions on everything. So let's get started. The first Pokemon we need to talk about is this little fish dude right here, and this is called Wishy Washy. So yeah, it's a pretty clever name. I really like that. It is a small fry Pokemon, and it is a pure water type, and it's going to have the ability Schooling. The only reason I like this Pokemon is just because of how this ability looks. It looks like it's going to be a ridiculously cool ability. And yeah, so let's see what it says for this Pokemon right here. It just says, a single Wishy Washy is tiny and weak, measuring just 8 inches from nose to tail. Wishy Washy is very small, even for a Pokemon. Yet the people of the Alola region seem to view it as a terrifying Pokemon. No kidding, that's because it turns into that really big monster. When it's in danger, Wishy Washy's glistening eyes catch the light and shine out, sending an SOS signal to its allies. Oh yeah, and then they're gonna be coming. Wishy Washy has a new ability called Schooling, which no Pokemon has previously had. With Schooling, Wishy Washy can change form in battle to their school form under certain conditions. And this is definitely a cool thing that we've seen in the trailer. We see it turning into that really big monster. But the thing is, we don't know what causes this transformation. It just says right here, under certain conditions. Like, we don't know what those conditions are. Like, I mean, I don't know if it's like you have to get hit by a move. Do you have to get hit by a super effective move? Does the other person have to have some sort of like special move that can cause something on your side, on your Pokemon, to like cause it to change form? Like, we have no clue what the condition is, and I'm sure they're not going to tell us. I think we're going to have to just find that out for ourselves. And it also mentions in the trailer that it evolves at a certain level, so it could be this might be the first Pokemon that evolves at different levels depending on just the Pokemon itself. Like, I don't think it'll be like like somehow like kind of like friendship, when you evolve Pokemon with friendship, like the more friendship you give it, the earlier at a level it can evolve. But like it could evolve at a really late level too. I think this is what this Pokemon could be. I think like it could evolve at like level 35 for some people. Maybe it evolves at level 20. Maybe for others it takes it up to like 48. Like, I'm not sure how this Pokemon is. It just says when it reaches a certain level. That could also just be Game Freak's way of not giving us the exact level, like just telling us flat out when it reaches level 27. Maybe that's probably what it is. I think I'm just thinking a little too far. That's probably what it is. They just don't want to tell us the actual level right away. That's probably what it is. But I was thinking it could evolve at like different levels for other Pokemon. But yeah, Wishy Washy, really cool. Now let's talk about that other form though. Alright, here we go. Wishy Washy's school form. Alright, so now this Pokemon, this seemingly weak Wishy Washy is called the Demon of the Sea because of its terrifying school form. When Wishy Washy friends receive an SOS signal, they unite in this huge battle formation. Wishy Washy that have encountered many dangerous situations have a lot of experience calling on their allies to emit or will able to be emit a bright light from their eyes. They can gather allies and transform even more powerful Pokemon. Even Gyarados flee from Wishy Washy's school form. We got Gyarados here fleeing. This Pokemon has had a history of destroying cities, and you just see Gyarados being like, nope, I ain't dealing with this, I'm out of here. And now Wishy Washy can have the ability schooling. Okay, so this is basically just talking about the same thing I just mentioned. So yeah, this ability is looking like it's going to be a really cool, unique ability. I'm just not sure how this ability works. Like, you know, in certain trailers, like I've seen the Japanese trailer and I've seen the American trailer, and if you look in the American trailer, you can see that Wishy Washy changes form once it gets hit by a move. But if you see in the Japanese trailer, as soon as the person sends out the Wishy Washy, it transforms right there. So it has to be something different other than getting hit by a move. Because like, I'll show you both the clips in the video, but you can see like it's changing from when it just comes out, and it changes from when it gets hit by a move. So those conditions are really a mystery that we're gonna have to figure out. Alright, next Pokemon we gotta talk about is Paikumuku. So I figured out how to say that name. I'm still not sure if I'm saying it right, but I think that's how you say it, Paikumuku. And yeah, so this Pokemon is probably the Sea Cucumber Pokemon. In fact, it is the Sea Cucumber Pokemon. It says it right there in its category. And yeah, it has the ability called Innards Out. And yeah, it's a pretty unique ability. We're going to talk about that in a second. And yeah, so it says right here, due to their appearance and their lifestyle, Paikumuku are considered unappealing to tourists. Part-time work chucking Paikumuku back into the sea is available at tourist beaches. But no matter how far they're thrown, Paikumuku will always return to the same spot. Alright, so this Pokemon just loves that one spot, you know, it'll come back no matter where you throw it. Once a Paikumuku finds a place it likes, it won't budge from it. If somebody moves it away, back it comes to the same spot. If it runs out of food to eat in that spot, it will stay there and starve. Is that, I don't even think that makes any sense. What? If you run out of food, it will just stay there. Okay, so I guess it just loves its spot for some reason. The people of Alola found this so pitiful that they developed a tradition of chucking Paikumuku back into the food-rich sea whenever they come across any thin-bellied Paikumuku. Paikumuku are covered with a slippery, viscous fluid that has a moisturizing effect. Paikumuku can stay on land for a week without drying out. The people of Alola use this fluid for skincare products. Paikumuku hate to have their spikes or mouths touched, and if you step on one, it will hurl out its fist-like inner organs and strike at you. And we seen that in the trailer when it faints. You know, we see that big arm thing just come out of its mouth. And Paikumuku has a new ability called Innards Out, which no Pokemon has had before. With the Innards Out ability, when this Pokemon faints, it will be able to deal the one last bit of damage to its opponent, equal to the amount of HP it had left before receiving the final blow. Okay, so this seems like a really cool ability because whatever health you were at, and when you get fainted, or when you faint, that's how much damage you're gonna do to your opponent. So this is like one of those Pokemon you don't want to give a Focus Sash to, because if you give a Focus Sash, once your Pokemon faints after the Focus Sash, you'd only be doing 1 damage because of your ability. But if this Pokemon dies from 1 hit, then you're gonna be doing ridiculous amount to your opponent. So I guess this is gonna be a fairly good Pokemon, but you have to think about how this Pokemon's gonna play. You know, like if this Pokemon is actually a threat, then I mean, I'm sure you would want to get rid of it and just take the, you know, ability damage. But if this Pokemon's, you know, not that big of a threat, like if you could take a move from it, then I'm sure you can just use one move that's like not very effective to get it to like less health, and then just take it out so you don't get that much damage from its ability. So I think that's like, it depends on how this Pokemon's stats are, how this Pokemon evolves. That's really what makes this Pokemon's ability either good or bad. So yeah, we'll just have to see how this Pokemon turns out. Alright, the next Pokemon we have here is called Moral, and this is called the Illuminating Pokemon. It is a Grass and Fairy Pokemon, so yeah, it doesn't look like a type that I would like. I think too many weaknesses when I see this type. But it says, Moral are nocturnal Pokemon that walk around at night on their leg-like roots. They move because staying in one spot and sucking all the nutrients from the soil would cause the surrounding plants to wither. Moral uses its leg-like roots to contact with its fellows and communicate with them. Moral broadcasts spores that glow brightly when they burst open. Looking at their pulsing light has a soporific effect, and it seems that in times of danger, Moral broadcasts these spores. Alright, so I mean, as of right now, there's nothing that we know about this Pokemon. Like, I don't know how this Pokemon's going to turn out when it evolves. Maybe that's when it will look kind of appealing right now, because right now it's got two really generic abilities that we already know what they do. I think this is just one of those, like, you know, extra Pokemon. If it actually turns out to be a pretty cool Pokemon once it evolves, then I think it looks cool. But I think that ability, or not the ability, the typing, is definitely going to be a big downside for this Pokemon. Grass and Fairy seems like it's going to have a lot of problems. You know, you got Fire, Steel, a 4 times poison weakness, Bug, Flying. You know, you got just so many problems with the Fire, or not a Fire, with the Fairy and Grass type. So, yeah, I don't know about this Pokemon. Hopefully if it evolves and it can have some good defenses and stuff to, you know, to help it for all those weaknesses, I think then it'll be good. Next Pokemon we got to talk about are the Alolan forms, and the first Pokemon, as we already know, is Alolan Meowth, and it says Meowth is a Pokemon that did not originally live in the Alola region. They are sent to the royal line as an offering from another region, and only a select few could have them as partners. The Meowth and Alola are distinct from their cunning and their great pride. Two things that they really hate: a wound to their pride and dirt on their coins. If either one happens, they fly into hysterics. It is said that a Meowth that was offered to a royal family lived in a life of luxury and pampering, which led them to become a selfish and prideful attitude. This caused Meowth's form to change. The once rare Alolan Meowth became feral when the monarchy was destroyed, and they have now become regular Pokemon seen commonly in the Alola region as elsewhere. So as we know, it is a dark type Pokemon, but it's going to have the abilities Pick Up and Technician. So you can use this Pokemon in two ways. One, just use it out of battle and use it for picking up items and getting items, or you could use it for its Technician ability, which I think it'll be pretty unique. I think Payday does less than 60 damage or something like that, so I think Payday would be a really good move to use with Technician. But yeah, I think Technician will definitely help Meowth out a lot. So yeah, Meowth looks pretty cool. Next Pokemon we gotta talk about is the Alolan Marowak. So as we know, Alolan Marowak is a fire and ghost type, and it's going to have the abilities Cursed Body and Lightning Rod. So yes, those are some pretty good abilities as well. It says the Marowak in the Alola region take bones and light light both ends on fire by rubbing them against their foreheads. Then they spin the bones around. Marowak's rarity and its fearsome appearance when it dances with the bone led the people of Alola to dub it as a conjurer and regard it with fear. There are many grass-type Pokemon, Marowak's natural enemies, in the Alola region. This makes Alola a harsh environment for Cubone and Marowak. As a result, they live in close union with their partners. It's said that their great care for their partners allowed them to gain something like a sixth sense, and this resulted in their changed form. The Alolan Marowak proves at a skilled attack in which it waves its bone and releases a ball of flame. The fireballs are not that powerful, but they tirelessly pursue the foe. So we can see that move, I'm pretty sure, used in the trailer. We do see like Marowak have these like flaming balls come out of it, and then like a bone slashes it or something like that. So that attack looks pretty cool as well. I don't know if it's going to be called. It just says, we don't know what it's going to be called. It just says right here it's an attack where fireballs spin around. We don't have like an official name for that. So yeah, I guess we'll get that name pretty soon. And yeah, the next Alolan Pokemon we got to talk about is Raichu. So this was actually the Pokemon, an Alolan Pokemon that wasn't revealed in Korokoro, but unfortunately got leaked from all of those leaks that happened last night. And so yeah, it says right here, Raichu is going to be an electric and psychic type Pokemon. That is the first time we've had that typing. And it says the Raichu and Alola have two types, electric and psychic, and they're able to wield psychic power. What's more, they can gather their psychic power in their tails and ride them on to float in the air. Even Pokemon researchers don't know why Raichu's form changed the Alola region. The people of Alola seem to be unconcerned by the question. Their guess? Maybe it ate too many sweet and fluffy round pancakes. Now, I don't see that making any sense. Like, I think we actually need, like, an actual, like, description for why these Pokemon change form. Like, you can't just say, it ate too many pancakes. I want to see an actual description of why this Pokemon changed its form, you know? I think we can just make any Pokemon any typing if we want now, if we just, you know, can say something dumb like it ate too many pancakes or something like that. I really want to see, you know, something else. Like, I guess Psychic is too hard for them to, like, come up with something, so they just take an easy way out. Oh, it ate too many pancakes, you know? Like, they can say something easy for Ninetales. Oh, yeah, it moved to the mountains, it's snowy there, so it became an ice type. Executor, it came to Alola, there's a lot of sunlight, it grew taller. But for this Pokemon, they can't say anything, so they're just like, nope, it ate too many pancakes. I hope they can definitely give us some actual information about this Pokemon, because I'd be actually really curious to see how this Pokemon became a Psychic type. But it says, Raichu has electric sacs on its cheeks, and rubbing them together causes a sweet aroma to be released. The mechanism behind this is not clear, but it's thought to be connected to a psychic power that Raichu in the Alola region possesses. The Alolan Raichu has a new ability, Surge Surfer, which no other Pokemon has previously had. With the Surge Surfer ability, the Pokemon's speed will be doubled on electric terrain. And I'm really liking what Pokemon Sun and Moon is doing with these terrain moves, because they're really seeming it really seems that they want to push these moves and these types of terrain moves in Pokemon Sun and Moon. I mean, they were introduced in Gen 6, but they weren't used, and I think they really want to make sure that this becomes a part of the new meta, like using terrain moves to help you in battle. I think that's going to be like a big new thing in this generation's competitive play. I think a lot of people are going to be using Pokemon and trying to get the terrain to be on their side, you know? Like before, if you guys saw like Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, it was all about the weather, you know? You send out Kyogre, you send out Groudon, you try to see who gets control of the weather. That's pretty much what it was. Weather wars to see who could get control of the weather. It looks like in Sun and Moon, control of the terrain is going to be important as well, you know? Like, we've got Pokemon like Tapu Koko making it electric terrain. I'm sure if you like pair up Tapu Koko and this Alolan Raichu, you can use some pretty cool combos like that. So I'm pretty sure that that's what they want to go for. They want to try to make these new types of competitive moves and stuff like that, so that it can help the competitive metagame. Alright, the next Pokemon we gotta talk about is actually not a Pokemon. I forgot, we're already done with all the Pokemon. We need to talk about Team Skull. So now this is going to be the antagonist team that is in Pokemon Sun and Moon. So I'm really happy that they did put an antagonist team in. And yeah, it just basically talks about how Team Skull causes a lot of trouble. They steal other people's Pokemon, they mess up other people's, or they mess up some trial sites and cause very evil deeds to be done. Team Skull's boss is going to be called Guzma, and he's the one who holds all these people together. Guzma pours on attacks, battling without mercy. He certainly does seem strong, but claims he is one of those who never could become captain. He seems to have a bone to pick with Professor Kukui as well. And then we got the admin, whose name is going to be Plumeria. Plumeria is considered the big sister of Team Skull. She's a tough lady who keeps Team Skull in line and working together in the same way a strict older sister would. She seems to care for the grunts who are below her and in her pecking order. She's not the one to let go if someone's given them a walloping. And then finally we got the Team Skull Grunts. Both male and female Team Skull Grunts wear matching Black Skull tanks, and these uniforms aren't even provided for them. All Grunts have to buy their own. So it definitely looks like Team Skull is going to be an aggressive bad team, and I'm really looking forward to that. I think Team Skull is going to be a cool team. I can't wait to see what they want to do in Pokemon Sun and Moon. I wonder if it's just like you know, like a basic thing that they've done with so far, like, you know, like, oh, I want to do, you know, I want to get control of Solgaleo or Lunala or something like that, or if they actually want to have some sort of deeper, if they actually have some deeper motives. I'm really curious to see that. But yeah, there we go, guys. This is all of the information that came out today. I'm sure we're going to be getting some more information soon. I just hope that it's not leaked. But yeah, we did get a lot of information today, and yes, looking like Pokemon Sun and Moon is going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, definitely comment what you guys think of all this information down below. And as always, if you guys like this video, be sure to click that like button. And if you're hyped for Pokemon Sun and Moon like I am, be sure to click that subscribe button for more Pokemon Sun and Moon videos and other Nintendo games as well. Thank you so much for watching.